My dream trip to Paris was everything I had imagined, right up until the moment it wasn't. The city of light, of love, of art. I had saved for years, planned for months, and I was finally there. But that perfect dream quickly soured when I realized I was the target of a clever scam right in the heart of the city. I felt foolish, angry, and completely vulnerable. That awful experience sent me on a mission. I refused to let it ruin my trip or scare me away from traveling. Instead, I spent my time in France, digging into the most common and convincing traps set for tourists. I talked to locals, other travelers, and did some investigating of my own. In this video, I'm going to share the 12 biggest scams in France, from the Paris metro to the sunny streets of Nice. I'll show you exactly how they work, and more importantly, how to sidestep them so your dream trip doesn't turn into a nightmare like mine almost did. Number 1. The friendship bracelet scam. Alright, let's start with one of the most in-your-face scams, especially common on the steps of the Sacré-Cœur in Paris. It's the friendship bracelet scam. Someone, usually all smiles and charm, will approach you, and before you can even react, they'll start weaving a colorful string bracelet around your wrist as a gift. They are incredibly fast and very persistent. Once that bracelet is tied on, it's basically impossible to get off. And just like that, the friendly vibe disappears. They'll demand payment, often getting aggressive or making a scene to embarrass you into handing over some cash. Sometimes, while you're distracted by the main operator, an accomplice will use the opportunity to pick your pocket. The fix is simple, but you have to be firm. Keep your hands in your pockets or folded in front of you in crowded tourist spots. Don't let anyone grab your wrist or tie anything on you. A firm no, merci, while walking away without breaking your stride is your best defense. Number 2, the gold ring scam. This next one is a classic, but it still gets people every single day, especially around major hubs like the Tuileries Garden, the Louvre, or along the Seine. It's the gold ring scam. Someone will suddenly bend down in front of you, find a ring on the ground, and ask if you dropped it. It will look like a heavy, valuable gold ring. When you say no, they'll insist you take it anyway, for good luck or just as a gift. The second you accept it, the trap is set. They'll follow up with a story about being hungry or needing money for a train ticket, playing on your sense of gratitude to guilt you into paying for a worthless piece of brass. Just like the bracelet scam, this is also a well-known distraction technique for pickpockets. The only way to win is to not play. Just say no and walk away. Don't even get into a conversation. Number 3, the fake petition and clipboard scam. You will see this everywhere, but it's shockingly common near the Eiffel Tower, where dozens of these scammers can be working the crowds at once. Groups of people, often young women or even children, will come up to you with a clipboard, asking for your signature on a petition for a noble-sounding cause, like a charity for deaf children. This is often a cover, so they don't have to engage in conversation. They'll show you a list of other names and donations, pressuring you to sign and then donate cash. Of course, none of that money is going to charity. Their goal is twofold: get your money directly, and more dangerously, distract you. While you're looking at the clipboard, an accomplice is trying to help themselves to your bag or pockets. Your best move? Ignore anyone with a clipboard in a major tourist area. A simple shake of the head and just keep walking is all you need to do. Number 4, the rose scam. This one is aimed squarely at couples trying to soak up the romantic atmosphere of Paris. A man will approach and offer the woman a beautiful rose as a gift or a compliment. It feels like a sweet romantic gesture, and a lot of people fall for it. But the moment she takes the rose, the scammer turns to her partner and aggressively demands payment. They are counting on creating public embarrassment to force you to pay up. If you try to hand the rose back, they'll often refuse it and make an even bigger scene. It's a sad rule to live by, but in these situations in Paris, nothing from a stranger on the street is truly free. Don't accept any gifts, just politely decline and keep on moving. Number 5, the masterclass of deception, pickpocketing. While the other scams are specific plays, pickpocketing is the masterclass of theft that often runs in the background. It is the single biggest threat in France, particularly in Paris, where an unbelievable number of passports are reported lost or stolen by tourists every year. These aren't clumsy amateurs, they are organized groups who are absolute masters of distraction. They hit crowded metro trains, especially lines going to and from the airport, busy museum queues, and any major landmark. A sudden jostle, someone stumbling in front of you, a loud argument nearby. These are all potential tactics. While your attention is diverted for just a second, your wallet, phone, or passport is gone. They often work with minors, who are harder to prosecute. The best prevention is to make yourself a difficult target. Use an anti-theft bag. Never put valuables in your back pockets, and seriously consider a money belt. Be extra aware in crowds and on public transport. Number 6. Unlicensed airport taxis. Your first and last moments in France can be ruined by this scam, which is rampant at airports like Charles de Gaulle and at major train stations. Unofficial taxi drivers will walk right up to you inside the terminal offering a ride. These are unlicensed and totally illegal. They'll either quote you a ridiculously high price, or they'll claim the meter is broken and slam you with a massive fare when you arrive. Worse, their cars aren't insured for passengers, and some of these drivers have been known to drive off with luggage. The solution is simple. Always use the official designated taxi ranks. Just follow the taxi signs in the airport. Official Paris taxis have a sign on the roof, a visible meter, and they charge a flat rate from the airport to the city. Know the current rate before you land. For example, the official flat rate from Charles de Gaulle is currently 56 euros to the right bank and 65 euros to the left bank, and they cannot legally charge more for the ride itself. We're halfway through, and if this advice is making you feel a little more confident about your next trip, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. My whole goal here is to give you real, on-the-ground travel advice that keeps you safe so you can focus on the amazing parts of your trip. Number 7, the clean-cut jogger bump. This is a more aggressive and frankly shocking version of pickpocketing. You'll be walking down the street and out of nowhere, a totally normal-looking clean-cut person out for a jog will bump into you hard. They might even knock you over. They'll be incredibly apologetic, helping you up, asking if you're okay, and creating a flustering and confusing scene. But it's all an act. In that moment of chaos and physical contact, they or a partner have already lifted your wallet, phone, or even your entire bag. By the time you realize what's happened, they've jogged off and vanished into the crowd. The key here is to be protective of your personal space. If someone bumps into you, your first instinct should be to check and secure your belongings, not just accept their apology. Number 8, fake ticket sellers. This happens at the entrance to pretty much every major attraction, from the Louvre to the Palace of Versailles. You'll see the long ticket line, and someone will come up offering to sell you tickets right there, letting you skip the line. They might even have a lanyard or a badge to look semi-official. The story is always the same. Their friend couldn't make it, or they have an extra from a group tour. These tickets are almost always fake, already used, or are trial rate tickets that will get rejected at the gate. After you've paid, they will disappear, leaving you with a worthless piece of paper and the need to go buy a real ticket anyway. The only safe way is to buy your tickets directly from the official ticket office at the attraction, or even better, from their official website before you even go. Number 9, the nice restaurant gratuity scam. Now, let's head south to the sunny streets of Nice, because these scams aren't just a Paris thing. A very common trap for tourists here, and all over France, involves the restaurant bill. In France, by law, a 15% service charge is already included in the menu prices. Tipping is not required. However, in tourist-heavy areas, some waiters will try to pressure you for an additional tip, making you feel like you have to pay more. They might circle the tip line on the credit card machine or act disappointed when you don't add extra. Another trick is bringing you an expensive bottle of water when you just ask for water. You have to specifically ask for a carafe d'eau, a carafe of tap water, which they are legally required to provide for free. Always check your bill for things you didn't order, and remember, you are not obligated to leave an extra tip. Number 10. ATM skimming and high-fee machines. This is a modern, high-tech version of theft. Criminals install skimmers on ATMs that look like a perfectly normal part of the machine. These devices steal your card information and PIN when you use them, often with a tiny hidden camera to record you entering your number. A related trap is the rise of private ATMs, often with brands like Euronet, that are popping up all over touristy areas. While not exactly a scam, they are a ripoff, charging outrageous withdrawal fees and giving you terrible exchange rates. To stay safe, only use ATMs that are physically located inside a bank lobby. They're much harder to tamper with. Always cover the keypad with your other hand when you enter your PIN. And if any part of the machine looks loose, damaged, or just plain weird, walk away and find another one. Number 11. Fake police officers. This one is rare, but it's so intimidating that it's crucial to know about. Scammers will pose as plain-clothed police officers. They might approach you, flash a fake badge, and claim they need to check your wallet for counterfeit money or inspect your ID. They are counting on your fear and your instinct to comply with authority. They might confiscate some of your cash as counterfeit or simply use the inspection as a chance to steal from your wallet. Real French police will almost never conduct random spot checks on a tourist's cash on the street. If you ever find yourself in this situation, do not hand over your wallet. Stay calm and offer to walk with them to the nearest police station, the commissariat de police, to get things sorted out. This will almost always make the scammers back off immediately. Number 12. Fake rental and accommodation scams. Our final scam can torpedo your trip before it even starts. It involves fake online listings for apartments or villas, especially for last-minute bookings. You'll find what looks like an amazing deal on a beautiful place. You'll chat with the owner, who then asks you to wire money directly to their bank account to secure the booking, bypassing the official platform's payment system. Of course, once they have your money, they vanish. You show up in France only to discover the apartment doesn't exist or wasn't for rent in the first place. You're left stranded with no place to stay and out a significant amount of money. To avoid this catastrophe, only book your accommodation through reputable, well-known websites. Never, ever agree to pay an owner directly via wire transfer or any method outside of the platform's secure payment system. France is a stunning, incredible country, and the vast majority of French people are wonderful. So please don't let this video make you afraid to visit. It should do the exact opposite. It should make you feel prepared, powerful, and confident. These scams only work on tourists who are unsuspecting and distracted. By knowing their playbook, you've already taken away their biggest advantage. My trip to Paris started with a moment of fear, but by the end, I felt empowered. I learned that the key to safe travel isn't paranoia, it's awareness. So go to France, see the Eiffel Tower sparkle, walk the beautiful beaches of Nice, and eat more croissants than you thought humanly possible. Just keep these tips in the back of your mind. Walk with confidence, and you will have the amazing trip you've always dreamed of. Thanks for watching. If this guide helped you, please give it a like and share it with anyone you know who's planning a trip to France. Safe travels!